The air was dense and laden with mystery as the golden sarcophagus was installed in the Museum of Egyptology. The once calm attractions now seemed wrapped in an almost mystical aura. The exhibition promised to be the event of the year, drawing curious crowds, but whispers of an ancient curse soon began circulating. Intrigued by the unsettling reports, Velma suggested investigating. Fred, ever organized, devised a plan to spend the night in the museum. Daphne, with her meticulous preparation, brought essential equipment. Scooby and Shaggy, though hesitant, were convinced by the promise of a nighttime feast at the museum's cafe. As night fell, the museum's main hall became the center of attention. Fred, with his flashlight, led the initial exploration, while Daphne, always attentive to details, elegantly and curiously explored every corner. Velma, on the other hand, closely examined the intricate hieroglyphs engraved on the sarcophagus, searching for clues about the curse's origin. Scooby and Shaggy, as expected, quickly diverted their attention to the museum's kitchen. Suddenly, Fred noticed mysterious footprints in the dust, leading from the sarcophagus to a dark wing of the museum. Determined to uncover more, Fred led the group, following the footprints. The museum's long, echoing corridors seemed to heighten the tension with every step. Daphne noticed a draft coming from a hidden passage, suggesting a secret path. Meanwhile, Velma continued analyzing the hieroglyphs, discovering an intriguing mention of a lost jewel. Scooby and Shaggy, exploring a room filled with ancient statues, froze when they heard a dragging sound echo through the walls, putting everyone on high alert. In the heart of the museum, the team discovered a decorated altar clearly designed to house an important relic. Velma noted the absence of the jewel mentioned in the hieroglyphs and suggested it might be the key to unraveling the mystery. Fred, with a determined look, formulated a theory. The culprit was using the supposed curse as a smokescreen. Scooby and Shaggy, trying to distance themselves from the altar, tripped over a golden mask. The impact activated a trap, sealing off the room's exits and plunging the museum into total darkness. Lights flickered intermittently as the team desperately searched for an exit. Daphne, demonstrating agility and quick thinking, climbed a nearby shelf to access an emergency switch. Velma continued deciphering the hieroglyphs with greater urgency, while Fred tried to regroup everyone amid the chaos. Scooby and Shaggy, seeking a safe hiding place, stumbled upon a secret passage. However, what seemed like an escape turned into terror when a tall, bandaged figure appeared, causing both to scream and run in opposite directions. The hooded figure seemed to move with purpose, chasing Scooby and Shaggy through the dark corridors. Fred, hearing their screams, quickly gathered the group in a safe room. Velma, examining the marks left by the supposed mummy, noticed something peculiar. The footprints had shoe soles, inconsistent with the idea of an ancient creature. Meanwhile, Daphne found a broken camera near the altar, indicating someone had been monitoring the museum's events, reinforcing the hypothesis that it was all an elaborate hoax. Fred suggested setting a trap in the main hall, using Scooby and Shaggy as bait. Reluctant but with no choice, the two agreed. Velma and Daphne took on the task of monitoring the security systems to prevent further surprises. Meanwhile, the mysterious figure continued causing chaos in the museum's rooms, destroying exhibits and heightening the atmosphere of terror. During the commotion, Scooby and Shaggy, trying to escape, inadvertently activated another mechanism, revealing a hidden room full of gold and ancient artifacts that might hold the key to solving the enigma. Inside the golden room, the team found evidence confirming Velma's suspicions. The mummy was a fraud. Fred, with his experience in traps, adjusted the plan to capture the imposter. Daphne, investigating further, found a key that seemed to fit perfectly into a secret compartment in the main altar. Despite their fear, Scooby and Shaggy helped position the equipment to ensure the final plan's success. The tension mounted as the group awaited the right moment to act. At the climax of the night, Fred's trap was triggered when the mummy reappeared. Nets fell from the ceiling, and bright lights illuminated the hall, revealing the museum curator behind the disguise. Confronted with the evidence, he admitted to fabricating the cursed story to scare visitors and steal the lost jewel, intending to sell it on the black market. Daphne recovered the relic and placed it back on the altar, deactivating the remaining traps and restoring peace to the museum. With the mystery solved, the team reflected on the events as they left the museum under the morning light. Velma, with her usual precision, explained how each clue connected, unraveling the curator's scheme. Fred praised the teamwork and highlighted the importance of facing challenges with courage. Daphne suggested that with the exhibition now trouble-free, the museum could finally reopen to the public. Scooby and Shaggy, as always, were more concerned about their next meal. The following morning, the museum reopened with great fanfare, now free from its alleged curses. Journalists packed the main hall to interview Mystery Inc., who had once again saved the day. Fred detailed the plan that led to the culprit's capture, while Daphne, with her natural charm, captivated the reporters. Velma presented the gathered evidence, clarifying any remaining doubts. Scooby and Shaggy, enjoying the festive atmosphere, indulged in the treats served during the event. A few days later, the group revisited the museum to ensure everything was in order. During the visit, Velma found ancient documents suggesting the existence of other mysteries connected to the recovered relic. Fred, always ready for a new adventure, suggested investigating further, and Daphne agreed, intrigued by the still-hidden secrets. Scooby and Shaggy, initially reluctant, eventually agreed upon hearing promises of more food during the trip. As they traveled to their next destination, Fred reviewed maps and documents, discussing new theories with Velma. Daphne observed the landscape through the window, reflecting on the mysteries awaiting the group. Scooby and Shaggy, meanwhile, were busy with a giant sandwich, sharing the meal while laughing about past adventures. The energy in the van was one of excitement and anticipation, with everyone ready to face whatever came next. In the distance, a mysterious silhouette observed them from a hill, creating a suspenseful atmosphere. The silence was broken by a strange noise coming from the van's engine. Fred immediately pulled over to investigate, while Velma grabbed her flashlight to shed light on the situation. Daphne, with a cautious look, suggested that the noise might just be the wind. However, Scooby and Shaggy, frightened, were not so convinced by such a simple explanation. In the end, everything was in order, but the group knew the real mystery was yet to begin. Fred confidently declared that as long as they were together, they could face any challenge. Daphne smiled in agreement, Velma nodded affirmatively, and Scooby and Shaggy celebrated with a loud Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Thus, another exciting story came to a close, and the group prepared for new adventures that surely awaited them on the horizon.